It's 7 a.m. in the morning and I'm in the police station. Despite what you might be thinking, I haven't been arrested because I'm actually here to be a policeman for the day. A policeman on a bike, which is going to be something totally different to what I've ever experienced before. My partners are in there at the moment getting their morning briefing, which we can't show for confidentiality reasons. But when they come out, it's time to get kitted up and hit the streets. Thankfully, a day in the cells doesn't await me then. But instead, I've been given my first orders of the day. Report outside the station to my fellow officers, Paul and Will, whom I'll be following on today's beat. It's here where I'll discover what's in store and also receive my bike.
Morning, guys.
Hello, Connor.
Thanks so much for having us.
You're welcome.
Morning. So
welcome to Bath Police Station.
Paul, Will,
yeah,
my partners for the day.
Yes.
I'm fascinated about what's in store today because I'm really interested to see how a bike helps it kind of improve your job and makes it easier. So what's the plan for the day, first and foremost?
I think the plan today is we'll, obviously we just had our briefing, probably do the parks first, go out, do the parks, earlier doors. I've got an appointment to mark a couple of bikes, security mark a couple of bikes later on, if we get there. And then we'll just see what crops up.
Okay, nice one. I think I've ridden bikes in so many different places around the world, and
job's just come in, so there's a found stolen vehicle we're going to need to get to. If you put that on, let's get your bike on, and then we're going to have to get going.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah,
okay.
I'll jump straight on.
Yeah.
We're off.
Paul and Will have had an incident through the radio. So we're pretty much dropping everything. We're off. We're not quite sure where we're going. I know the area really well, but I'm terrible at street names. I haven't even had time to have a bike up here.
A member of the public has just found a stolen vehicle on a cycle track, like the River Avon. En route to the incident, we were briefed that the vehicle has been stolen overnight. We gave us a location we got and we found the bike.
I mean, it was incredible because we were the other side of town.
Yeah.
We got here within minutes and you knew exactly where to go.
Yeah.
I don't know if you weren't using maps, you were just using your knowledge of the local area, weren't you?
Well, I mean, we're a local beat team, so we know the area anyway. But you can imagine from where we were, if we were in a car or out on foot, how long it would take us to get there.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show on a bicycle how quickly you can get across the city.
Incredibly agile. I mean, I'm an ex-professional cyclist and I was still struggling to keep up with you.
Well, you didn't know where we were going, did you?
You were flying through.
Yeah.
What are the rules as a police officer?
Highway code, we stick to the highway code. If one of our colleagues is in dire trouble or somebody's in the river drowning, then we could justify going for a red light, but we'd have to slow down, we'd have to make sure it was safe to go through, and then we would go through. But something like this, which is not an emergency, nobody's going to die, then highway code all time.
And we're riding on electric bikes.
Yes.
Are they de-restricted?
No.
So just a normal electric bike?
15 and a half miles an hour, I think.
Yeah.
You can go faster, but as you probably experienced, you have to cycle through that and it's quite tough.
Does every police force use bikes as part of their kind of fleet?
No, but they're starting to. I think Avon and Somerset, we started the pilot about 5 years ago. Very successful. There's not many of us, especially on the beat team, but on the bicycles, we've proven that we can get around the city quite quickly. More people see us, more people feel reassured that the police are around. So that's why we're on the bikes all day, every day.
We continue our routes by bike and immediately I notice just how easy it is to get about the city. Our tasks so far are varied, riding from a school stop-off to calm some errant parking, to a wayward lorry stuck in traffic, to reprimanding a driver busy on their phone.
So when you're driving, you're driving.
That's fine, just plug it in.
There's no argument, so you picked up your phone, so please leave your phone alone. All right, thank you.
We're constantly travelling, moving down back roads and alleyways I didn't even know about in my local city. We're also going off-road and covering areas that would be so hard to consistently reach on foot or by car, allowing us to check in on more vulnerable members of the community much more easily. This is all tiring work, even on an e-bike, so a quick coffee is much appreciated. But the stop doesn't last for long, as suddenly we receive a call on the radio.
All right, so we'll come back, Sim.
I've been in the breakaway at the World Championships, hung on to the back of sprint trains in Grand Tours, but I have never, ever shared turns with two police officers in an actual pursuit.
All of those attitudes changed a bit. We're really going hard now. Very controlled riding, but still a lot more urgency. We're able to take so many countries, so many routes that we don't even like to take, and it's getting us through the city. So much fun.
Get off me! Go then!
No, wait there.
Northgate Street, just wait, Chris.
Just wait there. There we go, mate. Sorry. Just checking there, sorry.
All right.
Call came in that they spotted a chap who was wanted for burglary in the city centre.
Oh, wow.
When we got here, he was slightly combative, so we just sort of corralled him
Yeah.
and waited until the officers arrived.
I mean, it was amazing how quick we actually got here. I really noticed the sense of urgency that you
Yeah.
two had and how you changed, because before we've been riding quite gently, showing our presence, but that time it was like, right, we're getting there. I wasn't actually sure where we were going, so I was following you two.
Neither was I.
But it showed you were the
following
first.
his instructions.
Yeah, you were the first on the scene of all the police officers in
Yeah.
this area. So it just goes to show how the bike was able to get you to here so quickly.
To be honest, that happens all the time.
Really?
But we sometimes have to pick our fights, because if we know we haven't got the backup, sometimes we just have to lay off and observe.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, our powers are limited.
Yeah.
But in that situation, we knew we had backup come in, so we were happy to attend and detain him.
I mean, my heart's beating. Everything
Yeah, mine is still,
Like,
so-
in an instant, it changed.
Yeah.
But fair play. It was the control you had on the bike as well. It was amazing to watch.
Yeah. Oh, good. Thank you.
Now
for coffee and a cake.
Yeah, I think we should catch a breath and go back to our coffee. It's probably gone cold now. I'll get you another one.
Moving on from our high-speed chase, we continue riding to another part of Paul and Will's tasks, bike theft. Speaking to them, it's obvious just how many bikes are stolen in the area. One of the key ways they look to tackle this is bike tagging. To find out more, we stop off at a local shop where they have bikes lined up to tag.
Derek, the shop owner, has recently purchased 2 electric bikes. He's asked me to come along and register them.
And registering bikes, what does that mean?
It's the National Bike Register Scheme. It's throughout the whole of the UK, Scotland, England and Wales, not Northern Ireland. And it's basically like the DVLA. It's a way of registering your bike on a database. Takes form of a couple of stickers, tamper-proof stickers, a unique reference number for you. If your bike's ever stolen, it's a way we can return the bike to you. We can identify who the owner is. Because there's a massive issue at the moment is we recover a lot of bikes, but we can't identify the owners.
How much is bike theft part of your job? How common is this?
It's fairly common. We regularly get bikes stolen in the city centre. I think we were talking earlier, I'll give you an example of last week, Queen Square, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, a couple of lads come up with an angle grinder and openly cut up the lock. Luckily, a member of the public did challenge them and they did run off, but they did manage to get away with a bike. So it is prevalent and it does happen.
Because recently on the channel, Si was for an experiment trying to get his own bike nicked to see how prevalent this issue was. Did actually take him quite a long time.
Yeah.
How common is bike theft? Can you put a number on it?
I think the problem is that we know it's an underreported crime. So in Avon and Somerset, it was about 800 thefts in 2024. In Baines, in our area, it's about 40, which it just seems unrealistically low. We know it's probably more prevalent than that, but I think people kind of maybe don't bother reporting because they think the bike's definitely gone. But we do and we can return bikes to people if we're using schemes like Bike Register, if you are making a note of your frame number, if you're actually providing that to the police. Because the amount of bikes that we get in, as Paul says, that we just can't identify them because we'll ask people the frame number and, oh, guys, I didn't note it down. It's almost impossible then to try and return that bike, even if we did find it.
And what are then your top tips for trying to prevent your own bike from being stolen?
Buy a decent lock. And if you can, put 2 locks on your bike.
Yeah. There are schemes like Sold Secure and Secured by Design, and those are the ones that are kind of police-backed, police-accredited. So absolutely look out for those stickers, those golden diamond kind of graded locks. They're going to be your best tools.
And how important is it to report that your bike's been stolen?
As I said, we know it's chronically underreported, but as we kind of grow as a force and move forward technologically, we're really, really data driven. And we have mapping tools that can show where all our different hotspots are for different kinds of crime. And if we've got a particular community that's not reporting bike thefts, the data and the mapping's not going to show that, and we're not going to be able to put resources into the area to solve that problem. So we'd really encourage people, even if you've given up hope that your bike's going to be returned to you, but let us know so we can plan accordingly. We can plan some proactive patrols, we can plan days of action, we can use resources, maybe covert resources or, other force resources, rather than just us two going around on a bike to try and prevent those crimes and apprehend those criminals. Frame number is really important. Any distinguishing features, if you've got any stickers on there, any particular damage, if you replace the grips, are they a bright colour, or brakes are different, but the frame number is the really, really, really important one.
And register it on the National Bike Register Scheme.
Yeah.
It's free. It's free.
And there's similar services in other countries as well, not just United Kingdom.
Yeah.
It's eye-opening to hear from Paul and Will on bike tagging and just how important it is to make sure my own bikes are identifiable. Back at the station later in the day, I learned just how many bikes pass through police hands. But because there are no details to reunite them to their owners, often they are donated to charity and resold. I've always focused on making my bike as unstealable as possible. But my big takeaway is to also make sure my own bikes are identifiable, something worth us all remembering. Continuing our ride, we've still got a few more stops to go, but as an observer, there are a few incidents I'm not allowed to attend.
Unfortunately, I've had a call from the sergeant. We've had an incident which is just outside the city, and we've now got a scene where I need to go and stand on.
Okay.
2 officers, and I've been requested to go. There's no one else available. I can get there fairly quickly on the bike, so we're going to have to cut things short, unfortunately.
So you've been called in?
I have been called in, yeah.
And I remember we spoke before the day. This is something we're not allowed to film, isn't it?
Yeah, really, we shouldn't film it. Yeah. So that's why we've asked to sort of stop here and then finish today up today. So,
Okay, so you're heading off and it's time to say our goodbyes. But I must say, it's been really fascinating to ride with you today and just get a bit of insight into what you do day to day and how the bike's helped you do that as well. I mean, I personally can really see it, just how open you are as well. Like if you're in a patrol car, you do have that barrier around you. I think that's the biggest thing that I've noticed, as well as the agility, is just how easy it is for you to say hello to people and to say good morning and to have those chats and show yourself and all the good reactions you've had back from people. It's been really nice to see and nice to see how the bike's allowed that too.
No, we've really enjoyed it and we've appreciated coming along today.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it. Thank you
very much.
Totally new experience for me, using a bike in a way I've never have before. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I better take the bike back to the station. Don't want to nick this one.